Welcome to another episode of the Christian Shepreneur podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to choose what to sell. I was recently asked this question in a group coaching call, and it is such an important one. Because for those of you who don't know, in my very first business, I had a nonprofit for about 3 years. And in 3 years, I made $535. I built an expensive hobby, and it's part of why I became a business coach, part of why I wrote this book, Greater is Calling, because I want to save women the pitfalls of doing what I did, which one of them was not focusing on selling a product. In my first nonprofit, I focused on helping, and I found people to help. But here's the thing, if I can find people to help, then I can definitely find people to pay, which I did in every iteration of my business since. And it's one of the things that I focus on helping my clients with, because one thing I know about the women in my community, you're good at what you do, you have a heart to help, but there is something either in your upbringing, there is something in your skill set that is holding you back from making the money you should in your business, right? A lot of you are very high achieving and you've made the money in corporate America, maybe even nonprofit America, but in your business, it's a different story, and we are here to change that. And it starts with having a product, right? Having a service to sell. And the beautiful thing is, I don't want this to pressure you, but the beautiful thing is the bulk of what I have sold in my business has been pre-sold, which means when the women signed up, they paid without actually receiving anything, right? A lot of my coaching services and my courses, I sold them before they existed, right? Because once you're clear on the marketing, you can do that. And then once they bought, they received it week after week after week. And I just want to let you know that. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to need to get a bunch of this or that, actually, no. The best thing you can do when it comes to creating your products and services as a new coach, a consultant, stylist, author, accountant, etc., the best thing you can do is spend the most time honing your marketing and sales skills and marketing and selling your service, which includes getting very clear on what it is, how it's going to help, and the value it will bring your client, right? So, but before you can start that, you need to know what it is, right? Know what it is. And let me just make a note of something I don't want to forget to share. Okay. So the first step is, and you're not probably going to see this one coming, your price. Now, I know this is not what you're thinking. You're like, no, Angel, no, not the price. I need to start with no. And I say this with love. Now, of course, by the way, we're going to use my 3P system for creating this product. It's very easy. It works. It has brought me over $63,000 in pre-sale and over 6 figures in things we have pre-sold and just sold and delivered as is, right? So I'm telling you this because it works. It has allowed one of my clients to quit her day job after 7 months in my program. It works, right? So don't fight the process. Trust the process. As women, we have a lot of feelings. And I believe that God created us that way. Our feelings matter. They make us special. They open us up to be more nurturing. We see things sometimes that men don't see. There's a lot of benefits to the feelings that we have. Here is the thing, though. I have learned that you need to put your faith over your feelings. So what I'm asking you to do is to trust the process. We're going to start with price. Why are we going to start with price? Because it's a business. This is not a hobby. this is a business. And in a business, the goal of a business is to sell something. They give you money, you give them in something of value in exchange for that money. So the first thing you need to decide is, how much do you want to make? And if you're thinking, but then let's just start with your desire. How much do you want to make? How much do you need to make? Perhaps you just invested in something and you really like your business to start covering your business expenses, right? So let's just say, for instance, you want to just start to make $1,000 a month. $1,000 extra a month would be great. You're still in your job. You know, you'd love that, right? Okay. So then your price could be $100, right? Your price could be $1,000. Your price could be $500. You get to choose. You are the CEO of your business. This is not a time to go into overwhelm. This is not a time to say, I need to think about it, right? This is just a time to make a decision. Because realize you have the ability to change your mind later. You can create another product later. But first, we just want to create one thing for you to sell, right? If you are just getting started, you haven't made money yet. Honestly, there really are no limits. I know some people would probably tell you, oh, just stick to something low because that's easier to sell. But that's not necessarily true. What's easiest to sell is what you believe in. So what I'm going to tell you is choose a number. Just choose a number. And for the sake of this example, I am just going to go with $200, right? So I'm going to create a product in real time with you for $200. I just want you to follow along in the process. The next is purpose. What is the purpose of this product? It is so important once you have chosen a price to get clear on, why does this product matter? And because it's a good idea, it's not good enough. Your friends and family will buy because you have a good idea. Maybe some neighbors. But if you want to actually build a sustainable business with recurring sales, it's going to need to have a substantial purpose. And don't get me wrong, substantial can be whatever God has put on your heart. You just need to be clear on what that is. For instance, if you are a stylist, right? And God has really put on your heart to help women understand modesty in this very sometimes vulgar generation, right? Perhaps the purpose of this $200 product is to revamp your closet with a modest edge that glorifies God. That's a clear purpose, right? That is a clear purpose. So just so you know, your purpose should do one of three things, because these are the three most common categories of why people buy. And it's to something that solves a problem, something that brings more enjoyment into your life, or something that basically adds more time to your life or is a convenient, right? So if you're helping them revamp their closet with a modest edge so that, you know, their attire glorifies God, I would say that solves the problem, right? The problem is you haven't been dressing in a way that you find edifying and encouraging to other women and men of the body of Christ, right? That solves the problem. And it also probably brings more enjoyment because of how the person is going to personally feel now that they're dressing in a way that God is leading them to, right? Okay, so another example, if you were, let's just say, a personal trainer, right? Your purpose could be to help them lose, 5 pounds in 30 days. Solving a problem, right? Starbucks, if you, let's say you make cakes, right? So let's say your service is you make specialty cakes, then you are going to save them time and bring them a lot of joy, right? And enjoyment into their lives at just the special dessert that you create for them. So I've shown you how it applies in a few different industries. So all you need to do now is get clear on your purpose. And the reason you want to follow this process as we go along is because if you follow at the pace I'm going, if I can create this in real time, then you can create this watching. And I want you to do this because if you do it quickly, you can always go back later and, ask God, thank you for giving me these ideas, let me know how to move forward. Like, of course, you pray before this video, you pray after, right? I am not telling you not to do that. But what I want you to get in the habit of doing is making decisions and not allowing your mind to spiral into overwhelm and to keep you in a loop and make this process harder than it has to be. I know what that's like. And you don't have to do that. That is a decision. So if you keep with the pace that I'm going, at the end of this, you will have strengthened your skill to create a product and a service. And then it's just about commitment, right? Okay, so we have our price with our example, $200, and we have our purpose, right? It's a closet revamp. I actually really like that. And I dress modest, but still I'm open. I'm open to some closet help. Okay, and so then our third P is the prototype. You see how easy that was? You see how simple it gets to be? Do you see how simple it gets to be? Now it's just a prototype. So the prototype is literally what format are you going to deliver this in? And now you're going to understand why we start with price. Because this is $200, which means you will not be meeting with them weekly and coming to their closet and going to shop with them. No, this isn't $2,000, right? Or $20,000. This is $200. That is 5 trips of one person to Texas Day, Brazil. $200 is one trip to the Michael Kors outlet. It's half of a full price bag at the Michael Kors at the regular store, right? So I just want you to, have some context, because I know as Christian women, sometimes we can look at the numbers and be like, oh, that's a lot of money. So I just want us to, right? I just want us to, come back to the truth, right? A lot of money is relative, right? So for $200, as far as prototype is concerned, I would probably recommend a course. I would recommend a series of videos and maybe a workbook. You can even do like a real book, or I should show you. For courses and workbooks, I like to do these type of books because it's just, easier, not necessarily cheaper to print though, right? You can just do a digital workbook and a course that, walks them through how to revamp their closet. And then maybe you do that, and then they do maybe like 1 or 2 30-minute calls with you. I think that's a great value for $200. Again, you don't want to make it too big because the price. So now your prototype is you're going to build 3 module course. When I say module, that just means sections, but it could literally be a 7 video course where you just walk them through the 7 steps of how to revamp their closet. And then they get 2 30-minute calls with you and a digital, workbook, which is like a style guide. And that's it. That's it. You sell 5 of those. You find 5 people every month who want to revamp their wardrobe. They get help. They feel more confident. They are really grateful for the opportunity and guidance on how to dress more modest and feel confident in their clothes. You get an extra $1,000 every month. Everybody wins, right? And if you're having a question on, and thank you, Jesus, for reminding me, how to feel confident about what you just created, whatever it is you wrote, whether you wrote down something that's $10 or $1,000, how do you feel confident? And I'm going to give you a formula. not that I've learned from a book, not that I've read. This is not a seven-step system. This is just real life. And it is get into action. Just start. Let me tell you, if there is anyone who would like to know how something is going to work out before I put effort into it, it is me. It is me. I have done so many things just to, and even asked questions in the past trying to figure out, should I do it this way or this way or this way or this way or this way? And all I did, so please let me save you from going down this road. All I did was lose time. Because the truth is, you find out as you get into action. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, it does help to have an expert eyes on, whatever you created to let you know, oh, okay, normally, for, $500, this is what's included. And normally, like if you're going to have like a website or something to sell it, you want to make sure you include it. Yes, that can help. I'm not saying that can't help. But the truth is, there is nothing that brings you more clarity than just getting out there into action, talking about it to people, and you will realize the holes, right? You'll realize by the questions people ask, you'll realize how you feel when you talk about it, like, oh yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. Or, oh, I'm really excited about this. So there's no secret formula to feeling confident about choosing the right one. Test it. Now, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. If you would like to see more videos on this topic or similar topics, please suggest it in the comments. If similar to the example that I made up in the Revamp Your Closet, if you would like my mini course where I walk you step by step on how to plan out your entire business model, from your lower end programs and services to your higher end, and I get you started on the marketing plan for it, I have it in a program I created called Mission and Money. You can literally complete it in a day if you just want to binge it, or complete it in as little as a week. And it does come with a call from me, because I know that once you put together, whatever you come up with, you're probably going to have questions. That is natural to get feedback. So if you like to purchase that, just comment money in the comments and we will send you an invitation. Thank you so much for watching.